Hello everybody, my name is veriax and welcome back to Blood Bowl Chaos Edition. If you are familiar with my channel, you'll know that I've played this a few times before. I currently have 2 single-player games of this, campaigns of this on my channel, and 3 multiplayer series of this, but I haven't played it in over a year, at least not with any degree of regularity, so that's what I'm hoping to do, because I kind of miss it. It's a good little game, this, and I miss coming home on a Friday and doing it. So, starting this weekend, for the next 25 weeks, that's how long a series will be, I believe, as I remember, we're going to play some Blood Bowl. What is Blood Bowl? If you don't know, it's set in the Warhammer Fantasy universe, made by Games Workshop, but instead of gigantic epic battles, we play a version of ultra-violent, dirty American football. So you have elves and dwarves and big demons and freaking trolls and ogres and vampires playing American football. And there are spells you can throw in and all sorts of stuff, and you can bribe the referee, and there's chainsaws and... It's a really good little game. It's really, really well designed. It was obviously a board game before, since it was made by Games Workshop, and has been imported into, a computer game. I should mention it's been imported twice. There is a second version of this, Blood Bowl 2, which I'm not doing, as you can see. I have been asked about Blood Bowl 2 and whether I'll do it, and the answer's no. And then we get into a discussion of why, and I say, well, there is more teams in Blood Bowl Chaos Edition. There's about, as I remember, about 30, upwards to, towards 30. In Blood Bowl 2, there isn't. And the counter argument that comes back, to more content is Blood Bowl 2 is prettier. So I'm playing Blood Bowl 1. Because this is not a bad-looking game, and I'm sure there are some improvements in Blood Bowl 2, but all in all, I'm going to stick with this one because I just think it's a fuller experience. So what's the purpose of this video? Obviously to announce that this series is happening, but 2 other things as well. We need to decide a team, and there will be a poll popping up round about now, actually, I think, with 4 possible teams that we can play. So I'm not going to play any team that I've played before on the channel. So our 2 single-player games were the Ratmen, the Skaven, the Veriax, and we also played as Nurgle, the team that worships the chaos god of disease, the Rotskins. So we've been those 2. In my multiplayer campaigns, I've also played as the Goblins, the Necromantic teams, and the Dark Elves, so I'm not going to be as any of these. The teams that we get to choose from are the Humans, the Orcs, the Undead, and Norska. They're the 4 teams that I have shortlisted for this, and I wanted teams that have like a diverse playing style, that don't particularly play one way, that have a big mix of players, so we get a bit of variance in the different characters that we have within the teams. And speaking of the characters, that is the second part of this video, because I would like to play it. I mean, we've talked about this on Steam, on stream and such, and it just the idea just hit me that the theme for this series, the players that which you can rename, is going to be dead historical figures, real world figures. So everyone from Margaret Thatcher to Napoleon Bonaparte, we can have in this, and they can run around and play Blood Bowl. So if you have any suggestions for player names for historical figures who are preferably, I think, who are dead. I think I want dead people. It just seems better that way, I suppose. So they don't get too upset, because of course everyone's going to see this. Then drop them in the comments, and I'll pick the best ones. There's no limit. You can suggest 1 person, you can suggest 10, and you can post multiple comments if you want with different people in it, and I will just pick the best ones. I'll create like a list, and we'll just go down it, and then as players leave, die, we can replace them with other people who have been suggested. So it's not a list that's going to take any particular form of favoritism or anything. I'm just going to make a list of my favorite ones from the ones you suggest, and I'm going to plonk them into the team. And you know, the funniest ones, pretty much the ones that are going to be the most appropriate for a tongue-in-cheek Blood Bowl campaign. So the teams, yeah, as I said, if we enter a competition and go into classic mode, so I don't get a lot of options that I don't want, we can choose between the humans. So I'm just going to go through these a little bit. So the humans, if we take the humans as like a baseline, the humans, as with most other fantasy universes, don't have any particular strengths or weaknesses. But they have throwers, they have catchers, obviously linemen. This guy's a blitzer. They can also have an ogre. They have hot cheerleaders as well, and they have a wide range of player types to be. Like I say, they're not particularly fast, they're not particularly strong, they're not particularly tough, but they don't have any particular weaknesses either. So just a basic sort of like human team we could be if you guys would like. The next one we could possibly be are the Orcs. So if we take the humans as a base, the Orcs are slightly slower, but tougher. And they have, this is a black Orc here, so he's a really big, mean son of a gun. We have blitzers as well, who are a bit quicker, but a bit weaker than these guys. You got linemen, they can have goblins running around, throwers, trolls as their big guys, who are really slow and stupid, but immensely strong. So we could make the team Orcs. We could also make them Undead. And Undead have zombies and skeletons, obviously. They're like humans, but a bit more resilient, but a bit slower. So rather than being sort of like stronger like the Orcs are, the Undead are more resilient. They're harder to keep down because they're dead. Now you might think that this would really fit dead historical figures, and if you think so, then pick that, because thematically it would work really well. But I don't want to dictate too much, so I'm giving you guys the choice of 4 teams to play as. So there's them, and they have wights and ghouls. I don't think they have werewolves. They have mummies though. They do have mummies, as they're sort of like big guys. And last but not least, we have not those guys, the Norska, Vikings, pretty much. So again, humans, but a really aggressive race of humans who are fast and strong, but not as well armored, as you can clearly see. And these guys, yeah, they have werewolves. They can have a giant yeti to go and club people. And yeah, they have. I believe they have throwers, but they don't have runners. And so they're like a running passing team. I think most of these are actually running passing teams, which frankly are the most fun ones to play. Best teams to play, really. So we can beat any of those guys. They obviously like drinking as well. Always a plus. So 2 parts of this video. First of all, well, 3. First of all, I'm playing Blood Bowl starting this weekend. Woot! Secondly, we're going to be either the humans, the Orcs, the Undead, or the Norse, and you can vote on that. It's there in the channel. You're looking at it. Just click on it and then vote for a team. And then with the comments, you can suggest player names based on dead historical figures from real-world history. Good. All right. So come Friday, I will have made a team, and we'll get this show on the road, and hopefully we shall win the Blood Bowl, the Super Bowl, but it's made of blood, because Warhammer. I don't know. So hopefully you guys will look forward to that, and we'll kickstart my weekend, that's for sure. Right then, let's get the show on the road. So I hope to hear from you guys, and let's have a fun and successful campaign for at least most of the players. Good. Until then, thanks very much for watching. Toodaloo.